Happy New Year. Hey guys, it's Bobby Legs and welcome to a Friday night chat, our first chat in 2021. How good does that feel to say? I'm very excited for this new year. And I hope you are too, and I hope you had a good, safe one. If you're hungover, this is probably one of the best things to watch when you're hungover, according to data and statistics that I've done in the last 2 seconds. And just keep on drinking Gatorade. That always had helped for me back in the day. Anyway, so we have a couple of the usuals and a newcomer, to the stream. We'll start off with Sanjay from Engineer Wannabe YouTube channel. How are you, man? And
Good,
and what are you wearing today? On
good,
Rick?
good. I am wearing my Grand Seiko SPGY 003.
Nice.
Um, yeah, my favorite watch. So started the ended the new year, ended the old year, and started the new year with my favorite one. So
Now,
beautiful.
is that a recent acquisition?
No, I got it early to mid last year.
Okay.
It was kind of a surprise acquisition. It was sold out for a while, for a long time, and my dealer kind of found one in their back room, I guess, and
Right.
asked me if I wanted to take a look, and I thought, sure. So I took a look, and I always kind of poo-pooed it because I thought it was just a cocktail time, just a souped-up cocktail time,
Right.
and it kind of is, but it's just excellent. So I walked out with it.
Awesome. Awesome.
Great.
Colin, Happy
Hey,
New Year.
Happy New Year.
That'll be the last time I wish you that.
That's the last time you're allowed to. Yeah.
That's the last time I'm allowed
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
What do you got on wrist, man? How you doing?
Man, you know what? I wear things throughout the day, and then I always end up coming back to this. And when we come on the streams,
Yeah,
so I'm wearing my GMT Master.
Beautiful.
beautiful, awesome watch.
Can't blame you.
Yep. Amin, my man, how are you today? And what do you got?
Doing well. So I picked up my first new watch of 2021, and
Yes.
that is look at the contrast
Hold
on
on,
that
hold on.
dial, right?
That looks
Hold on,
awesome.
For
hold
a
on,
G-Shock.
hold on. There.
Um,
I'm gonna give you this.
so
Very legible.
very legible. So I got to give credit to 911 Daniel Yu for putting me onto this, and I checked. He sent me a picture. I thought it looked pretty cool. Did a quick search on Macy's. The fifth closest or fourth closest Macy's to my location had it in stock. So
Had it within like an hour.
peeled it over there. Had it within an hour.
Fantastic,
It's
fantastic.
picking up speed now.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Speaking of Daniel, how are you? Hey, buddy. Jeffrey, thanks for joining us. Anish, Happy New Year as well to you. Another Jeffrey. Jeffrey, what's up, man? Jean-Claude, how are you? Ep, what's up, man? Keith, hello. Happy New Year, Calvin. Hey, Pete, thanks for joining us. Riss Ross, what's up? Nick, how you doing? Guys, let us know what you're wearing on wrist too. It's always fun to get a peek of that in the chat. And so we're gonna start off today's stream with a topic that you've probably been seeing a lot of videos on in the last week or so, and a lot of streams, and that is resolutions, New Year's resolutions when it comes to watches. That's what we're going to discuss tonight for 2021. And so please chime in if you have a resolution for yourself in 2021. It could be big picture. It could be something more specific. It could be a goal. I'm going to leave it wide open. Just let us know what you're looking forward to this year, collection wise, or picking up, or if there's something out there like a new release that you're really looking forward to seeing. So Sanjay, you're this is the first time on my chat, so you're gonna get the hot seat at first.
Yeah. Good.
You know, so any kind of resolutions you're making in regards to watch, and even if it's like in regards to your channel, because all of us here on this chat have a channel. Colin says his resolution for this year is 2 videos a week, so we're gonna
Yeah.
hold that to him. But what do you have
Funny.
anything in mind in regards
Yeah,
to that,
yeah,
Sanjay?
yeah. First of all, it's a great honor. I know I mentioned it to Bobby to be here. You guys are like like I mean when I watched when I was researching the Speedmaster, whether I should get the just the Speedy Pro or if I should get the FOIS, your video helped me greatly. So
Oh,
I've been kind of
thank you.
following you since then,
Sweet.
and yeah, so it's just kind of surreal to be here. But been watching your streams too. I really enjoy watching them while driving. All you guys. But yeah,
Likewise.
resolution wise, I want to venture into JLC. I want to hopefully pick up either a Reverso or Master Ultra Thin. I was recommended a 34 millimeter, so that's on the books. But I hope to get the Burgundy Tribute Small Seconds this year somehow. So that's my first resolution. Um, I don't know if you guys have any experience with that specific model, but the burgundy dial is really burgundy is my favorite color, one of my favorite colors. So that burgundy dial is just insane with that burgundy strap.
I
So,
love the burgundy watches. There's a number of them out. It's kind of a up and coming trend. It seems almost it hasn't really caught
Yeah.
on yet, but I think you're going to see them more and more. And that particular one, what was it called?
JLC Tribute Small Seconds Burgundy.
Oh, that's the Reverso.
Yes, reversal.
Yeah, that's a gorgeous watch. They're
Yeah.
actually going over list right now, aren't they?
I
I
am not
think
sure.
so. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're actually going for more than the list price if on the used market because they're pretty nice. It was a limited, wasn't it? Limited edition, or
honestly, I haven't done too much research on it, but thanks for bursting my bubble there.
well, they aren't ridiculous. I think they're about 11,000 US. I think I saw one recently. It's like maybe a couple thousand more than the blue version. But it's gorgeous.
It is. They just released the Fagliano, I think limited edition. That one with precious metal, I think, gold case. I do like the Brand Seiko Godzilla. I saw the comment pop up.
Yeah.
It's just far too big for me.
What size wrist are you?
6 1/4 inch.
Yeah.
Super tiny.
6 1/4.
Yeah.
I was just mentioning today, I wish I had a smaller wrist because then I could buy like a used day date or something like a 36 mil day date.
Yeah.
But my wrist is a little too big for it.
What size is your wrist, Colin?
6 3/4. So I'm actually on the edge. Like if I was more secure in my manhood, I could probably get away with it. But no, whenever I try on something that's like 36 millimeters, it's just not quite big enough. I've owned a couple that are 36 as well, and I've moved on from them just because they just aren't quite big enough for me.
Yeah.
Sanjay, any channel resolutions or goals for you? I mean, you have a great channel. I love watching your videos. Anything else you got?
Thank you for saying that. But yeah, I don't really have any resolutions for my channel. It's kind of crazy that it's blown up as much as it has. I think Oris has something to do with that, but I don't consider myself that much of a YouTuber. I guess I kind of do now, but mostly just keep at it, hand on the plow, keep going. So
you're doing a great job.
Yeah,
you do awesome work.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Pete has got a comment for you, Colin. Buying a smaller watch with this guy's therapy seems.
If I get therapy, I might have to stop doing this.
Oh man.
There was a good one that I had to throw this back on here. Upset about Amin here. His New Year's resolution is not to unsubscribe, even though you got a G-Shock. So
I think I actually have found the G-Shock for me now, and I'm going to stop talking so much about G-Shocks.
wow.
Sure, sure.
Right. Okay. Yeah, we'll see about that.
Yeah, you'll be back.
You'll be back. Amin,
Yeah.
any kind of resolutions, watch resolutions? We know what your strategy is for this year in regards to purchases.
Yeah.
Um, but any other like a resolution type deal or anything channel related? I mean, you got an awesome channel too. Any plans for that?
This sounds silly, but it's actually a real one. I've resolved not to buy any watches that Marcus suggests that I buy.
Right. That's a good start.
Yeah, he's cost me a lot of money, and I realize the game he's got going on because he's planting those ideas, and it's a one-way street. So that's one resolution.
He does pick good watches, though. At least it's not like he's making you buy like.
I don't
junk.
regret any watches that he has instigated me to buy. But
we have a regular that also comes on, Marcus, and he likes to subliminally or not so subliminally suggest people buying watches. Like he likes to buy other people, with other people's money, basically. And so he's a bad influence.
He explains why something's really cool that to consider, and then he doesn't buy it, and it's kind of like I'm inching towards the cliff.
Yeah.
Like the Bulgari.
This is influenced by Marcus.
Influenced by Marcus. I've also resolved not to get into fountain pens in 2021. Not to get back into fountain pens.
That's a good one.
So, Kelvin, that may answer your question.
I'm not so strong. Yeah.
Yeah. And then channel-wise, not really. I feel like I feel pretty laid back about the channel. Maybe to try to do a little bit more non-review, non-live, non-group chat. Just thoughts. Put some more thoughts out there. Yeah.
That seems to be a real good format. I mean, we see a lot of content creators do that, and it seems to be a good way to do a discussion, and not necessarily having to do a live, right? So I think that's a fantastic idea, Amin. And Colin, I mean, you got any resolutions? Any new Instagram, endeavors?
No. Just my
two,
one.
2 is enough.
I only have one, dude. One Instagram. Why would I have 2? I don't understand why you guys would want to, but it's cool.
You want to play it that way?
I'm not a big resolution guy. This year, I'm I had a lot of fun last year, moving things around and buying some things, and the last, I'd say, 3 or 4 months, I didn't do a whole lot of movement in my collection other than buying some G-Shocks and stuff like that. So this year I've got a couple things that I'm looking at. I'm maybe going to, I could see myself selling 2 watches this year that are in my collection, and picking up 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Depends how much money's in the piggy bank, I guess. But I'm looking at getting possibly the Snoopy. That's kind of just out there. I don't know when or if that's going to happen. And even if my name does get called for it, I'm not sure if I'm going to go through with it. I'm kind of waiting and seeing, I guess, if how I feel. The other one is gold Daytona on Oyster Flex. That's probably the most likely watch that I'll pick up.
It's a sweet watch.
Here, I'll share my screen here.
Yeah.
So I can show the version that I'm looking at. So that's what I'm looking at getting.
Wow.
Possibly. It's flashy, it's bold, it's expensive, it's all those things, but I like it, and I'd probably end up selling a couple other Rolexes to help fund that. And then I'm also thinking about, as you guys know, the overseas. In that's always kind of on my mind. Long term, I think I want to add that. Just not sure exactly when. But yeah, those are kind of what I'm thinking of doing. It's probably more money than I'm prepared to spend, especially when I put all those watches together. That's like, I don't even know how much. It's over $50,000 worth, right? So it's probably closer to 100. I don't even know. But well, you got 30 plus 30. Ooh, yeah, we're up to like 70 grand, right?
Yeah.
Which there's no way I'm spending 70 grand this year on watches. So something's gonna give. But yeah, we'll see. Of course, my plan always changes, so we'll see what happens.
Always, yeah. MJ, any comments on the Christopher super compressor? Let me bring that up on screen here. I've seen this on some other videos. Very, very interesting watch. Kind of a little departure, a little bit from Christopher Ward. I mean, I'm not very, very familiar with Christopher Ward, but I'm somewhat familiar with them. And it's a very interesting watch for sure. I kind of like the way it looks. Have you guys, anybody in the chat? I mean, or anybody in this group have had experience with Christopher Ward? Anybody own one?
I've owned two.
You own two?
I've owned two. They are both very well made. So I like the brand.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen that watch. It's a cool looking watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. I think I want to say Random Rob had one on his show maybe recently. I think so. It looks cool. It looks, like I said, it looks different. I've never had a compressor type dive watch before. So
just from what you showed there, it looked like there was a couple color options too.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I accidentally kind of got out of that screen pretty quickly here. Let me bring that back up again.
Yeah. I don't know. The black dial looks pretty cool.
Let me just go up here over here. Yeah, so this is a blue dial. Looks like a blue dial variant.
That's blue, and then but when you scroll down, unless it was an okay. Oh,
it's like a dark
blue too. But go down a little bit.
Oh, Black Tropic. Oh, that's just the strap.
That's the strap.
Yeah.
There's no black.
No,
Yeah.
when you keep going. Oh, right there. What is
it?
That?
Looks black.
It looks like it's dark
that's
with
blue.
a white. What do you call it? Rotating thing. And I don't see that color combo at the top.
Is that brown? Someone in the comments is saying that Random
Oh,
Rob
it must just be
brown.
the angle of the light, right?
Yeah.
That dial must go dark in the angle.
Yeah, because you only have. Well, I thought I lost it. You guys still see my screen?
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, these are just the two blue.
Got it.
Ocean blue and deep blue are the options, but the strap options are different.
So I've never actually looked this up, and I've meant to look it up like 50 times. But what makes a case a super compressor case?
It's the way it's assembled is such that the external pressure contributes to the water tightness. That's all I know. Is that it's not.
Oh, so like as it goes deeper, it actually gets tighter almost, or something like that?
Something like that. And they all seem to have the bezels internal.
Yeah.
For,
that design. But I don't know the
okay. That's what
engineering of it.
Yeah, that's the extent of my knowledge of it as well.
Okay. Yeah, I've always meant to look it up because I've heard people say, it's a compressor case, and it's like, okay. but I never actually have gone through the hassle of figuring
I've
it
never
out.
really understood the appeal of going back to. I mean, it's a cool look and everything, but actually going back to that technology, because the technology we have with the threaded crown and the threaded
Mm,
case back seems to be far superior to a super compressor case, especially in shallow waters.
mhm.
Um, so yeah, it just seems strange to me that someone would want to go back to that, but
I think it's just the vintage charm. It's
Yeah.
the I I know I like the Longines Heritage Legend Diver better at that price point. I guess it's cost more
Yeah,
though. Costs more,
you,
but you
I
can get
just
them
saw
pre-owned.
one.
Pre-owned,
I
you can
just
get them.
saw one pre-owned for
Yeah,
$1,000
yeah. And Joma Shop, I
on
think,
a
has been down around 1,500
yeah.
sometimes. So,
I really like that Legend Diver. It's
Mm.
yeah,
beautiful.
me too.
So Kevin S is saying that it's only had a 150-meter water resistance.
Hmm.
Oh man, am I supposed to splash around my bathtub with that?
I know. Kelvin agrees with the Amin. He prefers the Longines. Yeah, I mean, I think for me, Longines is a better choice aesthetically anyway for me. I like
Better
that look.
brand too.
Yeah.
In my opinion. But
Yeah.
As far as any resolutions on my end, I always start off the last couple years saying I'm not gonna get too emotional or make too many emotional decisions, right? Sleep on it. I don't seem to um, follow through with that as much, but so that's big picture. And second, I've been recently going through some of the statistics on my channel, and I see to see what people actually like to see. And so I think I'm going to start trying to focus more on some of those topics, which is Zinn, German watches. The Islander watches have been actually doing a lot very well for me, and Black Bay 58. But I just don't know how many more Black Bay 58 videos I can do other than I do a few a year. I have been anyway. So I'm going to try to focus more on that and maybe not. I've been ramping up the content lately. At least almost on a daily basis, and I think I'm just going to have to slow down because it's just with the kids, it's just I'm getting burnt out. And I don't want that. Yes, Kevin, more cowbell, of course. I don't know what I've been doing the last year and a half or just over a year with my channel. I haven't even brought out the cowbell yet. But I will. I promise you. And yeah, man. I mean, we talked about this maybe ad nauseum between us, but picking up maybe some more German watches this year and focusing on that. So that's
My
where I think
shirt
I'm going to be going.
based on that.
Oh yeah,
there you go.
is that a what's the big German team football team?
Bayern Munich.
Bayern, yeah, is that a Bayern?
No, there's German soccer
German national.
national
Oh,
team.
German national. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, which is mostly Bayern Munich anyway. So,
Yeah.
They had an American playing on that team a few years ago, I believe, and then he went over to Chelsea. Some young kid, but he kind of didn't really pan out. He was supposed to be our best player. Yeah, Kevin again on fire tonight with the idea suggestions. Get some of my wife's friends to get comments all right. Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's do it. We'll call them up. We'll bring them here. We'll make them look really bad, or on dumb, and then we'll have them react to the watches. That's great.
You know what? I could find hundreds of men in my daily life who would look even dumber. It's amazing to me.
You can find hundreds of men on your daily life. Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, easily.
I'm messing with you. That's all, Pete. I'm toying with Dornbluth and Zahn for 2021. Yeah, man, that's one of the considerations for me. I like. So I had tried on a couple of their watches over a year ago at a road show, and what I found was, and I have a 6 3/4 inch wrist, and they do a lot of their watt models are based off of ETA 6498. So their case size is on the larger side, maybe like around 42, and their lug to lugs was around 50. It just felt like a little, for a non-dive watch, it just felt like really big on my wrist. But they do have a medium size of a 40 millimeter, and I think a 48 lug to lug, and those
Should
look
work.
very, very appealing.
Yeah, that should work.
That'll definitely work.
I just thought of another resolution for next year or for this year. So one lesson I learned from this past year is that highly versatile watches. This is something Pete alluded to recently. That they don't stick for me. The watches that are great at everything. The ones that would be great one watch collection watches. I'm not looking at those anymore. So anything I look at in this year is going to be a specialist, something that's just
unique, something that
very different.
Yeah. I can agree with that. Maybe. Yeah, I think it's nice to have something that does one thing or at least one or two things very well, right? Instead of a bunch of things together, they make a good ensemble, right? It doesn't really get your juices flowing, right?
Yeah, I have one or two watches that are more versatile, can do a lot of things, but I don't need any more watches like that. I just feel like.
Yeah, but all that I'm saying is like, so if you think of like I'm a hockey fan, so something that I've always thought is that if you're not the best player on the ice, you need to have an aspect to your game.
Yeah.
So that the coach calls on you, whether it's you're a character player, you block shots, you have to do something well, right? So like, it's kind of the same with watches, right? You need to have something where you look at it and every single time it just catches you. It's like your Breguet, like the dial, the guilloche, or the movement, it's just, it catches your eye and it's like they did that perfect, right?
Yeah.
So that,
and it's not competing for another watch to that day to be on the same vibe.
Yeah, that makes sense a lot.
Like I love my Aquaterra a lot. If I were only going to have one watch, then out of all my watches, that might have been the one, but it's still in the end left because it was sort of always kind of up against a different watch when I was going to pick something out.
Yeah.
Sanjay, question for you. Daniel wants to know: would you buy another Oris?
Yes.
So you had a little bit of a. So just to give some preface to some of the people on the chat who may not know, you had an Oris in, right? You want to do you want to tell this a snapshot of the story real quick?
Sure, yeah. So in a nutshell, I suck at nutshells. Okay, so I went into my AD to pick up box and papers for a watch that they had misplaced the box and papers for, and they asked me if I'd like to take a look at and this was one day before the launch of the Oris Aquis Caliber 400, and they had the Caliber 400 in. They asked me if I wanted to see it, and I said sure, and so they brought it out, and it had the dial that I really want. It's the Clean Ocean. I used to have it. I sold it. I shouldn't have. And it had the Clean Ocean dial. It had this new movement. It was big, but I was like, okay, this is 90% of what I wanted back. And then some when it comes to that new movement. I was super excited about the movement. So I got the watch a day early, promised them I wouldn't do anything, wouldn't showcase it, wouldn't do Instagram posts or anything. So I was good. I was super excited. Fast forward a couple of days, and the watch just died on me. So I wore it for a couple of days, put it in my watch drawer for a while, pulled it back out a couple of days later, and it was dead. And I was like, oh, what happened to the 5-day power reserve, right? And then when I was setting it, I noticed the minute hand jump, and I thought,
Mm.
wow, I've never seen that before. And I thought, okay, I'm just going to kind of document this and chronicle what's going to happen, not really thinking much of it. So I did that, put out video. It took off, and Oris contacted me. The CEO of North America contacted me. Really nice guy.
Wow.
Yeah, so very impressed with the customer service in that aspect. And they mentioned, you just kind of have to wiggle the crown a bit before you pull out the crown to hack the movement. Sorry, to push in the crown to set the time, or it's going to jump otherwise. And that worked. Later on, we found out, if you go past it by 5 minutes, go back and then push the crown in, it works too. Which I was okay with. I was going to live with it, and I mentioned the power reserve issue to him as well, and he said, just wind it up really, really well. Just hand wind it up and throw it in your wrist. So at this point, when he mentioned that to me, I had been wearing the watch for 2 days again, and I thought, okay, watch should be at 80%, I'd say, because I've been wearing it. I have a pretty active lifestyle. I have 3 kids. And we wrestle around a lot. So same like my Grand Seikos, they charge up in like 3 or 4 hours, just as a context. So wound the watch up for 2 minutes straight, thinking, okay, this is more than enough. And I put it down, and it died in 3.5 days. Contacted them again, and they kind of pushed back. And I guess there was a bit of miscommunication because we were just typing stuff out, and I made a video about that as well. And basically, in the end, I thought there was a lockdown coming up back then. It was about a month ago, and I thought a lockdown was around the corner. And I thought, okay, if I don't return this, I'm not gonna, get a chance to easily return this anymore. So after 2 weeks of owning it, I took it back and I said, you know what, I'm not gonna deal with this right now. Maybe I'll return to it later. And basically, that's what happened. There was a bit of drama after that too, with Oris and a different AD. But so that was what happened with Oris. And even in those videos, I said, this is a great movement. I will probably return to it, and I have no animosity towards Oris or anything either. So most definitely, we'll get another Oris in the time to come. Not sure which one, but I kind of like to have little themes in my collection, and Oris was next up. So I got my Grand Seiko collection down, and Oris was up next. I had a big crown pointer date, and I had the Aquas. I was about to buy a bronze bezeled Diver 65 and have like the 3 pillars of Oris for my collection. But yeah, that little drama that happened after I returned the watch, few miscommunications, few misunderstandings, and I just offloaded my Orises because I thought, I can't support this brand. But then VJ got back to me, the CEO of North America, and straightened things out really, really well. He explained things and cleared off the miscommunications. We had a 40-minute conversation. I was thinking, wow, CEO of Oris sitting with me or talking to me for 40 minutes. I'm just Joe Blow, right? And I really respected that. So I definitely will go get back to building my Oris themed collection, which will happen. So
good.
Yeah.
So you had multiple Orises before?
Yes.
Oh.
I had the Roberto Clemente crown pointer date. It was really, really nice. Really enthusiastic about that one. And going back, I had the Clean Ocean Oris Aquas, the 39.5 millimeter smaller one. I sold it because I thought it was kind of disproportionate because it was kind of thick but then squat. So it sat a little weird on my wrist, and I thought, if they make this in 41, this would be perfect because it would kind of balances it out. But so I got rid of the Clean Ocean. I had a Diver 65 in the past as well. So I'm a big Oris fan, just in general.
Yeah, I like a lot of their watches. I've never owned one. But I look at them pretty often and think, I could see myself buying, especially the Oris Diver 65, the one with the kind of the vintage style dial. I don't know how you call it, but like black with the yellow indices and stuff. That one's pretty nice.
I notice a lot of this is not like what you saw, Sanjay. Like you saw a big wobble when you put in the crown, but with a lot of my watches, like with my new Breitling Endurance Pro, if I don't go past the minute and then back, it'll jump like a quarter of a minute. You know what I mean? Which is enough to kind of annoy me because it's a high accuracy quartz, and that was sort of the point of buying that watch, was to be able to see it just like bang on. So it seems like that's kind of maybe helpful with other watches too, to go past and then dial it back before you click in the crown. Although not what you showed with the Oris was much more than that. It was a much bigger jump, unless you did the wiggle or the pass and back.
Yeah, that was a whole new experience for me. I'm
Yeah.
still kind of a newbie, learning a lot. And I guess if I had gone up to the higher end watches, I would have experienced this in other watches as well. But since I have, the most up I've gone is Zenith, and I guess I never got to the whole, weird quirks that you get when you go to the upper high performance watch movements and stuff like that.
I mean, I've never seen that kind of jump in though, like what
Yeah.
you showed.
Yeah.
That's quite a jump. So, and it's a little. I feel like if they had told you the first time you asked about it, go past it and come back, it would have been better than them telling you to wiggle it a little. I mean, wiggle it a little sounds really like not an acceptable solution.
Oh, you didn't wiggle it. Yeah.
They didn't use those words. Those were my words.
You know what I mean?
Still.
Yeah.
That's the message that came across. Though,
right.
So yeah.
So Pete Collin has said Pete Collin, this is from Pete. He says that he sold a Diver 65, which I almost, and then he explained that was the first watch he ever sold, because he says he never sells his watch.
Wow.
So, wow.
This is the start of something.
Yeah. I kind of understand that. That's kind of why I sold the Diver 65 the first time. When I was a bit more fussy, I guess. I guess the older I get in this watch hobby, the less fussy I get. But when I had the Diver 65 the first time around, it was really underwhelming. Like the bezel was just atrocious, and movement kind of rough and rowdy. The crown had a bit of wobble to it when it was extended out. So yeah,
that's interesting. I mean, they do a good job marketing, I think, right? And there's a lot of YouTube channels that talk them up, and a lot of people talk them up, but you know what, you see a ton of them for sale on the used market.
Yeah,
you really do. And what people are talking about here, it kind of makes you think a bit, where it's like, maybe it really is just an entry-level watch, and they're starting to go up market a bit now with their own movement and everything, but it makes you think a bit. We got to say happy birthday to one of our viewers here, EPRFA. Happy birthday, man.
Oh, happy birthday.
New Year's, baby.
Happy birthday.
And he has to look behind the couch for his present. I'd like him to tell us what it is, if it's PG-13.
Oh man. Kevin wants to know, Sanjay, how are you liking your Grand Seiko SBGB015?
I sold it. It's a beautiful watch. I really wished I kept it.
Which one is that? Can you describe it?
Yes, it's the 60th anniversary blue dial with the aggressive case. So it's the sharp case, like a samurai case.
Yep.
And it has the ceramic bezel on top, which is kind of new for Grand Seiko. I had the opportunity to sell it to get something else for the channel, and that's kind of how this goes, I guess. Yeah, so I took the opportunity. I'll probably get back to it. I don't foresee this thing holding its value,
Mm.
No,
but I may be wrong. So I'd probably
not
come back to this.
not many Grand Seikos do. So
Yeah, yeah.
I will say the one Grand Seiko I have owned held its value better than almost
what'd you,
anything else I've owned.
what'd you have?
It's the SBGA 283. It was a spring drive,
Oh,
basic
sure.
spring drive model with a champagne dial,
Oh,
and I sold it. I bought it new, and I sold it without a loss. So that's pretty
Oh,
good.
that's good.
That's good.
Yeah,
Did you
Yeah.
buy it at a discount?
I did. Yeah, I
Yeah.
got a pretty good discount.
Yeah. So
Pretty
you bought it well. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. All the Grand Seikos I've got are with a healthy discount as well, which is really nice. But one of my ADs has started to tell me that they can't keep doing it.
Yeah. That seems to be the
Oh, really?
case with a lot of brands right now. I'm starting to hear that more and more where it's like, oh, we
Mm.
can't discount Tudor anymore. We can't discount, Cartier. We can't discount, all of them. And it's really becoming a thing. And everyone, you know what? Everyone laughed at Ben Clymer like a year or two ago, and he was like, we're not going to discount our watches and that's the way that things are going. And everyone laughed at him like, ha ha ha, yeah, I'm still going to get a discount, but it's starting to happen. Brands are starting to take control of things, and they're just not allowing it.
Now, speaking of Tudor, Sanjay, you recently picked up a pretty divisive piece, I would say, the Royale, and a Royal. I don't know why I say Royale. I think
I
it's
say
because of
Royale
casino.
too.
Yeah,
Sounds fancier.
it sounds awesome, right?
Yeah.
So and you really like your watch.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah. And I still have it. Ha.
yeah.
Yeah.
Keep coming on the stream here, and we'll change that.
We'll see how long, Sanjay the Flipper.
Yeah.
We'll see how long.
I shouldn't have said that because I'm gonna flip it and yeah.
You like it?
No,
Which
I
one?
do like it. It's
The blue or which one?
yeah, blue 38 millimeter, not the day date. The day date was a bit too big. That one only comes in the 41 millimeter. But it's so affordable. To me, it's like a no-brainer. Like
Was that discounted or was that straight up?
that was straight up.
Yeah.
It was
Because Tudor, I think, is phasing out. I usually don't ask that price questions. It's kind of nosy, but just on the back of what Colin was saying, it seems like Tudor's phased out discounts a lot already, or a lot of Tudor dealers have phased out discounts.
Yep.
yeah. If you go with their steel and gold models, you'll still get discounts.
Mm, yeah.
That's not saying much because those are marked up quite heavily.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hear what you're saying. They're not even discounting the bigger black bay. So the black bay with the 41 millimeter case.
Wow, that's crazy.
Wow.
Probably
At
having
least
trouble
not to
moving
the
them
extent
too.
they used to.
Yeah.
They'll still take taxes off. So like 13%.
Yeah.
So I feel like I've only seen the date. Rob, can you throw up the one he's talking about?
Yeah, just 1 second. I just wanted to show the gift that Ep got from his wife.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
such a good gift.
So cool.
That's an awesome watch. I think is Marcus really likes that watch, right? He's
Yeah. Those
so
are
that's
sold out, so she must
that's
have ponied
approved.
up for that one.
So
Wow.
we're doing Tudor Royale 38.
Yeah.
You guys can see my screen still, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go images. I hate when they do that. All right, let's just do this one right here.
Without the day. That's the day.
That's
Without
the day.
the day.
Okay, without the day.
Is that the right one?
Is
Sanjay?
the right one?
Scroll down a bit. Scroll down.
They all got the day.
No, right there, right there.
Where? Here?
Right. Yeah, you just had it. Never mind. Right up one.
Up.
Yep.
There.
Right there. Yep. That's it, right? There's no day on that.
Yeah. Yep. That's the one, right, Sanjay?
Yeah, that's the one. I really like. I don't actually like the day date one because they cut the Roman numerals. I like the way Rolex does the day date because they just put two batons kind of between the dates, between the day. But here they kind of chop off the Roman numerals, which kind of irked me. But it's also too big for me. But the 38 millimeter is a perfect fit almost. It just fills the wrist perfectly.
You know, Rob, this looks a lot like the date just you want, doesn't it? Other than that bezel in the case shape.
And yeah, I mean, it's reminiscent, but
it's blue and it's got Romans. Yeah.
Yeah, it's blue and it's got Romans. But it is reminiscent. And when I first saw this when this came out, like that's the first thing I thought of. Not saying that it's a complete match, but it was like, okay, well, is this Tudor's way of trying to take another angle at the Datejust, you know? Because they've had, Tudor's made Datejust, whatever they call it, the Prince or whatever it's been called in the past. Similar looking look to the Datejust, but I thought, well, this is maybe Tudor's way of getting another crack at it and maybe just getting a little spice it up a little bit differently.
It's definitely got a 70s kind of vibe to it.
It does.
The case shape, bracelet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost like a marriage between the Datejust and those 70s integrated link watches, integrated bracelet watches,
Yep.
I really like the oyster quartz. So this was kind of when
I was gonna say it reminds me of the oyster quartz. Honestly.
Yeah. So when I saw this, I was like, oh wow, they've done it right. And I really like the steel and gold one, which is the one I got first. So the black dial steel and gold. The gold Romans on the dial made the black dial look chocolate. So it was such an interesting watch colorway, but my wife really hated it. It was really gaudy and
is that it?
This is it right here
on the left.
No. On the left, the four watches.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, so the third one there.
Yeah, that's ugly. I don't like that. Sorry.
It looks really good in person. Like,
really?
Well, I mean, if you like two-tone. If you don't, you're not gonna like it.
I see what you mean here about the day. They kind of just like cut off the Romans. I see that. Yeah.
In there.
Yeah. And the date kind of encroaches into the center of the dial with the 41 too. So
the movement's too small.
Yeah. And for some reason, they switched out of ETAs into Solitas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does have some of that too, Penny. Omega Constellation, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised to see a lot of people didn't like it.
It's a divisive one.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah. I'm not a fan of it, honestly. I if you watch some of the previous streams, you probably know that. But
I wanted to like it. I just I couldn't get around to it. I wanted to like it. I really did.
Yeah.
It just wasn't for me.
I remember seeing. I remember mentioning it once in one of the live streams and seeing Marcus kind of snarl. I know
I'm the only one in the group who has a sort of positive take on it.
Yeah.
But I noticed when you posted it, your comments were positive on it. So it's just, I think it just varies, and it's also probably different when you see it in person. Like a lot of these watches are. I mean, most
I haven't
watches.
seen that one.
When I see them in person, when I see them on screen, I range from hating watches to loving them, and when I see them in person, I sort of range from mildly liking them to loving them. I mean, a lot of watches are better in person anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing how bad companies can make their watches look in pictures.
Yeah. Totally.
Like, because sometimes you see them in person, it's like, this does not look bad at all, but the pictures were brutal. And maybe that's the case on this one.
Yep.
Seiko and Grand Seiko are really bad for doing that.
Yeah.
Their watches look horrible on their stock pictures.
Yeah. That's probably true. They're so much shinier and they catch the light so much better in person.
Yeah.
It's inexplicable why a company wouldn't try to do better with that.
Right.
Yeah.
So any more resolutions on the chat? Would love to. I know we kind of got off topic a little bit, as we do on these streams, and it's perfectly fine that we do so. But any other thoughts? We're approaching 50 minutes, and I figure we go about 10 more minutes here. I do want to catch the end of the Ohio State Clemson game. I think it might be a good game. I don't know. Or not. What was that?
One more resolution I have is to buy a watch online. So everything I bought, except for one watch during the lockdown, has been in person. I so far refused to buy a watch online.
Really?
Something of significant value.
Huh.
And I know I'm missing out on so much because of that. I've kind of put myself in like this really small tunnel. So I need to get over that and buy something online. So
Well, you're a flipper now, so you have to. And once you get used to just buying and selling, it's no big deal. I'll buy it, see if I like it. If I don't, I'll flip it.
So Sandy, do you buy new watches or do you also buy pre-owned?
I've only bought new. Occasionally, I bought pre-owned.
Okay.
See, one of the things that happened to me was that I met an AD that kind of takes the watches that I bought at cost, basically. So I've been able to flip. I've been very fortunate to be able to flip in that way. So just give it back to the AD, and they sell it as a pre-owned piece. But
that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's been really
awesome.
nice. Yeah. It's helped the channel grow a lot. Because I wouldn't be able to do as many reviews without that.
They take it back at their cost, basically, so you lose a little, or they take it back what they sold it to you as.
A bit of both. Like
okay, depends on the watch, probably.
Yeah. If I go a bit crazy on kind of a flipping spree, I guess, to kind of say, okay, you got to calm down there. Yeah, but
that's funny.
In a sense, I haven't lost any money really with my flipping, which is
That's great. That's awesome.
Yeah. So
that's good at it.
Huge props to that AD.
Yeah. Who's that?
It's Bandiera in.
Oh, John.
John, yes, John.
Yeah. Oh, he's a good guy. Yeah, that's Marcus's guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin wants to clean out some of the stuff in his watch box on watches he doesn't wear much. I totally can relate to that. Peter just recently got a Zen, and he got it from Watch Buys, and impressed with buying from Watch Buys. And I bought a watch from Watch Buys, and been very impressed with them and their customer service, because I had an issue and I had to return a watch, and it wasn't their fault, and it was just a QC problem, and it was a good experience, man. Good experience from them. So definitely recommended. Let's see here. Design is saying, for me, build a collection that's worthy to be featured to a state of a collection video. I think I would say any collection is worthy of a state of a collection video. Absolutely, especially if you have good stories behind those watches.
You probably get more views with less expensive watches, from what I can tell. Like a Seiko and a Casio, like I find when I look at like people's views on their videos, a lot of times they're higher views on the more accessible watches.
Yeah, that's an interesting observation, Colin, because I think you're right about that. I just know in general, from my experience, my state of collection videos are always one of the more highly rated videos, and it's kind of funny because I think to myself, who really cares about what I have and what the story is behind it? But then I think, we're enthusiasts here. We all can relate to everything that we say, and all of our experiences with watches and going through the motions and the phases of watch collecting. So it's almost like therapy listening to somebody going through their collection, because there's a lot of identification there. Chaz, New Year's resolution, no more micro brands this year. Okay.
It's a good one. I approve that one.
Nick needs to sell more watches. Just hate going through it and worried about being scammed. Yeah.
What do you got, Nick? I won't scam you. Might take advantage of you, but I won't scam you.
Pete, definitely do it. And even if it has to be a 3-parter, because I know you have a lot of watches.
Yeah.
I'm sure. We'll be watching.
Mm-hmm.
How about a Zen U50 for Bobby? Absolutely.
Oh.
That's somebody's been hacking my phone. Daniel's my resolution convince Amin to buy more G-Shocks.
That reminds me. In another resolution, each person gets to influence me to buy one watch, and then they can't influence me anymore. So,
Daniel, you're out.
So, Daniel, you're out.
Per year or like once in your lifetime?
I would say Marcus is out for a few years. So it's per year, but it's backdated and it rolls over. So.
So I get one this year.
So you get one this year.
Okay,
right.
cool.
I'll have to wait till next year. Jason saying is my collection is not one of those that I really, really sought out. Many are impulse buys. So what, man? I mean, like, just do it. Just do it. People will watch, and you'll find it, like I said, very therapeutic going through the motion. The collection videos are my favorite kind. See, always good to see what people choose and why. Absolutely.
A lot of times, when you see a watch, you might not like it, but when you see it in the collection, it makes more sense, right? So I like seeing how people assemble it all together and, how this fits into their daily life in relation to all the others. So I think it's worth doing the state of the collection as well.
Actually, I've already filmed mine and I'll be out on Sunday morning. So guys, stay tuned for that. Rob, we just met Rob last night on Amin's live stream. How you doing, sir? Mountain Standard Time. Go check out his channel.
With the cool Pogue.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, he's got it right there. I didn't even notice. It's in his picture.
Oh, yeah. In the middle of the Colorado. Okay, because I just thought that was just the symbol of a Colorado flag or something like that. Oh, Random Rob 21. Hope to post a video per day. You post 2 videos a day. So you're just gonna do one. Okay, you're going down to 1 video.
Yeah, he's going down to 1. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. That's funny. Guys are very persuasive. Good. I hope to see it soon, Jason. Please. I look forward to the end of December, beginning of January, because that's usually when these collection videos seem to pile up, and I love having that backlog every night. Like I know I can go in and I can watch one at least once a night or a couple times and a couple videos a night. I love it. Why not 2-a-days, RR, like football practice? Yeah, he already does them, Kevin. He already does 2-a-days.
He's trying to cut back.
Oh,
man.
He's got a year's worth in the can already. He's just gonna trickle them out now.
Hey Rob, I was drinking tea out of my Random Rob mug.
Got the merch.
I'll be waiting for let's put enough pressure on Jason to do that video.
Yeah, I'll watch that.
Cool.
Sanjay, have you done one recently or are you planning on?
Yes, I have been planning on doing it, but I've been seeing all these state of collection videos pouring out. So I kind of pulled back, waiting till It
I,
stopped.
I
You'll
think
probably
no,
slide right into the algorithm, man.
yeah, I think you should jump right in. I think this is something that people expect to see, and it's a good time when other people are doing it. I feel,
Yeah.
because that's what everybody's looking for.
Yeah,
Um,
no, yeah, I'll definitely throw my hat in with Jason there.
Yeah. How many watches do you have?
I think I have around seven or eight.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, that's a good length.
that's a
There
good.
you go.
Perfect for a
That's,
video.
yeah,
Yeah.
XS. Yep. Kevin, what was that? I'm sorry, Sanjay.
1G shock, just one.
Shy. All right, you're okay. All right, you're fine. All right, just get a couple more this year.
Right. Next.
Kevin S. Yeah, gotta put in the order for more mugs, man. I underestimated the amount of mugs I needed this year. I only um got 10 made. I should have gotten 20 or 30. But they're
Give the people what they want, man.
give the people what they want. Penny filmed one, awesome.
Cool.
Penny, hopefully that will come out soon. I look forward to your state of the collection. You got a great collection. Love it. Well, guys, we're at an hour, and I think it might be a good time to wrap it up. Sanjay, do you have anything to plug? You want to plug your channel, plug your Instagram? Please do so.
Yeah. Well, I have a kind of rule that I don't ever plug myself. Yeah, if I never say subscribe, I never say, hey, go follow me. Not that it's wrong to do so, but I don't know why. But I am on Instagram. I'm engineer_wannabe, and my YouTube channel is engineer wannabe. So easy to remember.
Yeah,
But
Cool.
yeah.
great channel, guys. Please go and check them out. I really, I only discovered your channel about a month ago, so I've been catching up on some videos when I can, and it's awesome. It's almost getting into a Netflix series when there's or any kind of series when it's already 7 seasons in, because you can just binge on all of them, right? You don't have to wait for another season to come out in the fall. So that's why I kind of like when I find somebody, I like looking back at their old videos and catching up, and I have like a video or two a night that I can watch. So it's awesome.
You must have the wrong guy. I don't think you're talking about me, right?
No, absolutely, man. I mean,
How long you been doing this, Sanjay?
2 years.
Yeah.
2 years. Oh wow. Okay, I got some catching up to do then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I used to have like the personality of a cardboard box, I used to say. That's kind of changed as I got more comfortable with the camera.
We've all. I mean, people still make fun of my hands. So you know what I mean. So it's there's always going to be something.
Well, maybe if
Yeah.
you'd fix them, then
I
people would.
know. But now at this point, it's like,
It's
I
like
don't
a
want it.
trademark.
Like
Yeah,
trademark.
it's your calling card.
Maybe I got to get a new symbol. No longer Bobby Legs. It's just like my creepy hands.
Crack hands.
Amin, please plug.
Please plug.
So my channel is Amin Reviews, and my Instagram is Amin Reviews Official. Thanks to everybody checking it out.
Awesome. And Colin.
Yeah, I'm
Colin,
winding_watches on Instagram and winding watches on YouTube, which I'm not too active, but yeah, maybe I'll get some more out there.
We got to give Colin a push.
Yeah.
Especially now that you're focusing more on just one of your Instagram accounts. You got a little time to do the YouTube.
Yeah, you got plenty of time to do that. Bobby Legs, by the way, the last thumbnail with your faces was creepy. Yeah,
the frog,
caller.
That was creepy.
One?
Yeah,
the frog one scared me. Yeah,
the frog one was creepy. And dial down the creepy.
Bobby Claus.
Jeff, you two have a great weekend. Guys, have a great weekend. Thank you, Sanjay, Amin, and Colin for joining tonight at the Friday Night Chat. Happy New Year. Last time I say it. And best in 2021 to everybody out there. May you get all the watches you wanted to get. May you get rid of all the watches you wanted to get rid of, and may your wives not kick you out of the house for all that. Good
All
night,
right.
guys, and
See
I'll
ya.
see you next week. Bye
Happy
bye.
New Year.